This week was about replacing the things above our heads and below our feet, our roof and our floor.
So I'm at the house today, and as you can see, there's a lot of activity. We're getting a new roof. Hopefully have this in the next day or two here, set for another 40 or 50 years, hopefully.
And I don't know if you can see it from where I'm sitting, but we have a new floor in place. And even though our house is still a mess with construction materials and renovation supplies, it is starting to feel a lot more cozy in here. A few weeks back, I shared with all of you that we had discovered some significant leaking in our roof when a massive storm rolled through the area. After that storm, what resulted was several weeks of back and forth between our insurance company. Our roof was an original builder's grade roof. Our home is 20 years old, so understandably they did feel that a lot of the damage was as a result of just general wear and tear. However, the insurance inspector, along with our roofer of choice, were able to find several areas of notable hail damage. With the results of that inspection, we were fortunate enough to receive about 50% of the replacement cost of our roof from insurance. It's something that we were not holding our breath on because we just weren't sure if they were going to be able to help us in that way, but we are really thankful for the assistance that we did get. So yay for that.
What's going on in our house today, guys?
Roof. It's looking a little different up there. We've got a crane. They're taking the roof off. New roof, here we come. Whoop, whoop. Our videos always air a week at least, sometimes 2 or 3 weeks after the action is happening, just because we have so much going on here right now and we don't want to cram too much information into one video. So at this point, by the time you are watching this video, it probably has been about 2 or 3 weeks since our roof was replaced. It is an extremely noisy day here today. The kids are downstairs playing. Jonathan is finishing up work. We have a very large crew of folks up on our roof right now. I love the banging in the background. They ripped off the old roof this morning. They replaced a lot of the wood because unfortunately there was a lot of water damage underneath to the boards, and the new roof is going on. In the end, we landed on Dallastown Roofing for the replacement of our roof. We could not be happier with their service. They were able to help us through the insurance process. They were able to get us in very quickly as soon as we did get the go-ahead from insurance to have the roof replaced, and they were fast.
Update before we head out tonight. The roofers are still here. It's probably been 13, 14 hours since they started. Just really working hard to get it done. They'll still have to come back tomorrow, but man, they've made some crazy progress. So excited to get this behind us.
The roof looks awesome, and I felt really bad for those guys because of course the days that they decided to come out were some freak Pennsylvania September days where we had heat indexes of 100 or higher. Jonathan and I also happened to choose the darkest color of roof possible. So when you combine a really dark roof with a really hot day, those guys were soaked with sweat. There would be times where we would look out and they would be taking a break just laying in the grass. There were no clouds in the sky and we really don't have trees on our property, so there was no shade to be found. They were just trying to cool off and rest whenever possible. We did our best to be kind and helpful as well. We were chucking water bottles and cans of seltzer out to them all day just to keep them hydrated. But major kudos to the guys with Dallastown Roofing. Thank you for the work that you did. It is roof day here. Arlo does not like it. They just busted out the nail gun a little bit ago, and so they are currently slapping up the new stuff. But yep.
Also, I have this outfit on.
Wow. Floor picnic tonight. Awesome dinner, courtesy of my mom. Thank you, Mom. Lots of noise. Roof is going on. We were given the green light to take some drone footage and share some of that with all of you. We love the way that footage turned out. It was cool to see them doing their jobs up there. And one or two of the crew members really loved the drone as well. They were excited to see it flying around. They were taking videos from their phone of the drone taking videos of them. Then they were able to share with their own children, their own families at home. So overall, it was a cool experience. I'm glad that we were able to document it. It sounds like I have a guest who's gonna come join us for the footage.
Well, hi. Say hi.
Oh, thank you so much. Hello from Arlo. So our roof is done. It looks awesome. And the only problem with it is that it now looks so good that it makes some of the other things that haven't been touched yet feel a little bit more outdated. We didn't love the color of our siding from day one, but now that the roof is a dark charcoal color, it looks very yellow. And so we can't wait to update that siding color and shutter color. And the other thing that is kind of now sticking out like a sore thumb is the deck. The deck needs a little bit of TLC and attention. We will get there eventually, but it's gonna look awesome when we are able to modernize that and update that and get it to fit our aesthetic. One day at a time. We know that we will get there. Everything will come together and it'll be ours. Now on to probably the biggest job of the entire renovation, the flooring. So in case you are wondering what 2,000 square feet of luxury vinyl planks look like in one word, the answer is overwhelming. They were delivered to us on these skids. We have 1, 2, and 3 there. I forget what the total weight was, but I know that it was multiple tons. And if you look down here at how many individual boxes there are in each one, this is going to be a very long process, and that's okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. I got the vinyl here. Seaboard Oak Pro Longboards. And here we go, we're gonna take the first box in. In our last home, which at this point we renovated probably about 3 to 4 years ago, we went with a flooring company based out of California called, at the time, Cali Bamboo. Now they are just called Cali. But we went with their luxury vinyl planks and we loved them. I would not say that installation is easy peasy. It's certainly not. It's a process that takes some getting used to, especially if you are not a professional who does this for a living. But it is something that an amateur, a DIYer, can certainly do themselves. One box down and about 300 to go. Holy bananas.
These suckers are heavy.
I think
They're long. They're like, what, 6 feet long?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they're taller than me. And each box is about half of me. So this is gonna be fun. Ow! I need my belt.
Superwoman.
Is it a big task? Yes. But is it doable? Definitely yes. The thing that we loved most about this product and why we chose to go with luxury vinyl again is just because of its durability. We have, as you just saw, a huge dog who weighs a lot, who drags his feet across the floor, who occasionally gets a little burst of energy and dops around. We also have kids who are pretty destructive. They're not great at taking care of things. We're an active family. We do a lot, and we want a floor that is going to be able to last and hold up, and not one that we're gonna have to baby and doctor all the time. In our last renovation, we stuck with gray pretty much from start to finish. This time we went for a little bit of a lighter finish, a little bit of a warmer feel, and we chose their longboards in the Seaboard Oak finish. Just a little bit of a disclaimer to those of you who are regulars to our channel. I am actually going to be putting out a different video of sorts, hopefully in the next couple of days, If and when there are products that need a little bit more of a how-to on install, we are going to create a separate playlist for those types of videos. So we are going to be putting together a specific Cali flooring video that shows a little bit more detail on the installation process, how-to, some tips and tricks, what are our overall feelings during install and after install. I know it's a little shift from our norm, and so we certainly don't expect all of you to sit and watch an informational, instructional video, but it would be really helpful if there are some of you who would be willing to watch that video for us when it does come live and just share your feedback. What did we do well? What could we do better? Is this a video that you think anybody is going to watch? We would really appreciate it from our Follow the Whisper family.
What do you think?
Take a seat, tell everybody how it feels.
Ooh, yeah.
Four angels.
Daddy's gonna join you. On the new floor. Oh man, this is such a bad angle. How's that? Hi, buddy. Whoa. Hi, buddy. Continuing with another row.
In our last remodel, we laid luxury vinyl on about 800 square feet, which that alone felt pretty daunting and like a pretty big job. This time around, we had over 2,000 square feet to lay the flooring. We laid it everywhere. Bedrooms, bathrooms, open living spaces, hallways, our entire house got this flooring.
Nice. Yeah.
It feels like butter. All right, next. By the time you are seeing this, we started the install probably about 3 weeks ago, and we're still not done. We're almost there. We're about 90 to 95% of the way. In our master bedroom, we made it as far as we could until the flooring wraps into the master bathroom. As we had mentioned last week, we are going to be changing the footprint and the layout in the master bathroom quite a lot. We have not finalized those plans just yet, so we are waiting until we know for sure what we want to do in there before we decide to go ahead and lay the flooring. For anyone out there who is wondering how affordable or how expensive luxury vinyl is as a flooring option, we spent almost $10,000 just on the materials, just on the flooring to cover 2,000 square feet. So it is not an inexpensive option, but it is more affordable than some of your other materials like true hardwoods, and as I mentioned, more durable. We did all of the install and all of the work ourselves, so had we paid a professional to do the same job, I would imagine that we would probably be talking between $20,000 and $30,000 for somebody to do the work for us. Installing flooring yourself is a labor of love. It's a big job. It's one that takes a long time. If you're living in the home when you're doing the flooring, there's a lot of things to move and get out of the way and clean up beforehand. That was one thing that we had going in our favor because our home is a total gut job and we were not living here when we started it. Spoiler alert, we moved in. You'll see it next week. So it is loud. No, that's not what I said. It is, I think, the 4th day that we have been working on flooring. And for those of you who have not started your jobs yet, don't be discouraged. We're not very far because of the amount of obstacles that we have in the way. Jonathan working full time, I'm doing homeschool with the kids, trying to squeeze it in when I can. But we have really made a lot of progress in the biggest spaces in our rancher. So I'll give you a little update here. The whole kitchen area is laid, the whole dining area is laid, and we are making a lot of progress over here in the family area. Down the hall, we are getting there. The closet is finished. And once we make our way down here, then we will be going into the bedroom. So for anyone who wants to install flooring themselves, A few words of wisdom. You will hate your life and regret your decisions for the first 2 to 3 hours. No exceptions. You will feel pretty much like you have no idea what you're doing for the first entire day of install. You will quickly discover that the whole process is far less sophisticated than you would imagine it to be. We're talking a box cutter, making slits on a board, and snapping them on your lap. You will forever remember the single board in your house that took you 3 hours to cut and install. For me, it is the one that is appropriately placed right in front of me right now, sitting just a couple of feet away. It's the board that leads out to the backyard. We had to try to get it under the trim, around the slider. It wasn't fun, let me tell you that. And I didn't even install it successfully. I gave up after a while, and Jonathan finished that one for me. While everybody else oohs and ahs over how beautiful your flooring is and how wonderful it looks and how flawless it seems to them, the things that you will eternally notice are the repeating patterns that you accidentally placed next to each other and every single snap and pop that you either hear or feel below your feet for the rest of time. All joking aside though, we are really thrilled with how our floors are turning out. We're almost finished, they're beautiful. We would not have chosen anything differently. We're pleased with the install given the fact that we're not professionals. This is not our full-time job. We do the best that we can, and in choosing to do it ourselves and saving that money, we have to be okay with the outcome. And in this case, we are more than okay with it. We are thrilled. Having the floor in place in almost the entire house at this point has taken this house that we purchased and turned it from what very much looked and felt like a construction site to the early phases of a home. It's cozier in here. It feels a lot more comfortable, a lot more welcoming, a lot more warm, and we love it. That is exactly what we were hoping for. And having the roof in place outside also gives us tiny glimpses of the months and years to come. I can close my eyes and just envision what this home and what this property is going to look like when there's so much more us in it and on it. I can picture the siding being a different color, the shutters being a different color, the deck being modernized, the landscaping being upgraded, and hearing the sounds of animals in our pasture. Chickens, pigs, produce growing on trees. I see it, I feel it, I believe in it, and it's going to happen. It's a process right now that feels overwhelming. There have been a lot of days recently where we have just gone to bed beyond depleted. But when I close my eyes and picture all of those things that are to come, that I know are going to come in time, it's so worth it. It's so worth every part of the hard and long and sweat-filled process. We are now into the early days of October, and I just wanted to share a little bit of an honest and real update. Several weeks ago, I shared with all of you that I had a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers by the end of September, and in case you didn't notice, I didn't even come close. Our subscriber number has not really changed much at all in the past couple of weeks. And while I could look at that as discouraging or a reason to maybe not put videos out as often or even continue with this journey after our renovations are complete, I'm not seeing it as any of that. I'm just letting it be fuel for the fire that we have to keeping on. We're gonna continue to be consistent with releasing our videos. We are going to try very hard to stay true to us. We started this channel and this family with the intention of documenting things for us, documenting things and feelings and reflections on how things felt as we were going through the process of renovating and starting a homestead. We have looked at some other channels to gain inspiration, and while there has been temptation to try new techniques or new video styles, What we keep coming back to at the end of the day is, while it's okay to learn and grow, we also don't want to deviate from what feels like us, from what feels important and natural and who we are, just to gain followers. So if that means that it takes us a long time to get to 1,000, that's okay. We feel very strongly that every video we have put out so far has been one that we have loved. It has been real. It has shown us where we are at that week on our journey. And as we always say, we're so thankful for those of you who are watching, that you are choosing to be here with us. It means a lot. If we grow, we grow. And if we don't, then we are thankful that you are here for the ride.
So the timing of the new roof install could not have been any better. We just got it finished this morning and we're hit with another big thunderstorm here this afternoon. It's actually still going on. It's just a flash of lightning. So glad we have something new and safe and secure on there to protect everything that we're doing on the inside of the house.
I believe in my family. I believe in this property that we have chosen and are turning into our home. I believe in this channel, and whether it reaches 600 eyes or 600,000 eyes, it's beautiful and I'm proud of what we're doing here. I hope that wherever you are in your journey, that you too are believing in yourself and your future. We will see you next week.